Hello and welcome back to another video. Today here again on Gran Turismo 7 to take a look at the Aston Martin Valkyrie that was added a couple of updates ago. It's available from Brand Central for 4 million credits, which rather fittingly I've actually sold a Red Bull track-only mad thing to buy, but it is going to pretty much clear me out of money. It's available in 4 colours, the Slipstream Green with the sort of blue accents, Maximum Orange, which is a very strange name for a colour, but does actually look incredible, Liquid Petroleum, which I might have to go for, that's an incredible name, Ethanol Silver with an orangey bit. So, yes, really I should go for that, but that Maximum Orange is incredible, so, yes. Having bought this means I've actually completed extra menu number 27, the Aston Martin one, so I do have a reward available for that. Britain's most famous automaker Aston Martin builds luxury sports cars like no other. Company with a long history, its origin goes back to the year 1913. In this year, Robert Bamford and Lionel Martin founded the company Bamford and Martin. First sports car, the Coal Scuttle. Won the Aston Hill Climb, they gave it Aston Martin. There we go. Nice little history. Since then, it's poured its all into motorsport. DBR1, countless victories, 1959 Le Mans. David Brown. DB5, of course. And we've got Mercedes-engined ones of recently, and of course the Valkyrie was in collaboration with Red Bull. They dropped out of it, didn't they? But yeah, it is crazy that this thing's road legal. There we go, Aston Martin menu complete. So the reason I said it was fitting to sell the Red Bull racing car to buy this, for those who aren't familiar with the story, basically this was developed in conjunction with Red Bull Racing and Adrian Newey, their aerodynamicist, who is pretty famous around the worlds of F1 as being, well, pretty good. So yes, he did the aero and stuff on this car, although they kind of split ways with Red Bull at some point. I think they didn't really agree on the project, but also Aston Martin's kind of linked more with Mercedes as of late, using their engines and, well, having their engine in their Formula 1 car, essentially, where they used to be Red Bull's main sponsor. So a lot of things have changed, but this car has been in development since 2016, so yeah, things have kind of changed since then. But yeah, track-focused, super aerodynamic thing designed with F1 technology. It has a Cosworth V12 producing 1,139 horsepower in conjunction with a KERS system. That's why it's quite such a high power output, but super high revving engine designed specifically for this car. And V12s in supercars are pretty unusual now. And despite having a huge 12-cylinder engine, it only weighs 1,270 kilos. Which is why it's quite so fast, and, well, it felt pretty ridiculous driving it here on Gran Turismo. Struggled to keep up, really. It's rated overall at 842 performance points, so it's already not really very useful for anything. Usually on this game I find once I upgrade things, they're then not really eligible for any races, but this already isn't. So, well, let's go to the upgrade shop anyway and show you what options are available for this car. So, although in Gran Turismo 7 a lot of cars have wide bodies, as you might expect, the Valkyrie does not. You can change the wheels, but I'm not going to do that. We will have a quick look at paint colours in a minute. There are no custom parts, no racing items, but you can change your light bulbs and number plate. They're already pretty cool colour, so I'm probably not going to bother with that. But the number plate I will make rear only, but probably type B rear only. There we go. Then it looks slightly better from the front, and we'll have even more impressive aero. I have, though, bought a few Aston Martin manufacturer colours that weren't available at the dealership to see how they look on this car. We've got Crimson Ruby, which is this really strong red colour, which I think also looks really good, although the orange we have on this car already reflects the light really nicely. Speaking of oranges, we have Cinnabar Orange, which is kind of a bit sort of darker and bronzer than the colour we have, so I'm not sure it really works on here. Madagascar Orange, which is never quite the colour I expect it to be, so I probably won't do that. We've got a green, we've got Apple Tree Green, which is a really sort of, well, paley green colour, which looks good on a lot of Aston Martins, but I'm not sure on something this extreme, although I do kind of like that. We've got Cobalt Blue, we've got Sunburst Yellow, which is pretty mad, so that might work quite well, in fact. Frosted Glass Blue, always looks really nice, but again, on a car this aggressive, I'm not sure. And Quantum Silver, just because that's the colour used on the TBS in Quantum of Solace. So yeah, I particularly like that, but not sure it really shows this car off. So I'll probably end up leaving it, although I do quite like Apple Tree Green. No, because for some reason if you paint it in a different colour, the roof also gets painted, and you can't go in and paint it black. Unless you go and put decals on, which is going to be awkward. So I'm going to abandon that, and put it back to how it was. So that's visual mods done. All I've done is removed the front plate, really. So here in Understeer Engineering, there's not a lot I could have done. For some reason it was on sports tyres from standard, so I've put on some racing softs to give it that little bit more grip, and also carbon ceramics, just so that I can paint them, really. There are also turbocharging options, which bring the power up by 300 horsepower, but the last thing it needed was more power when I drove it stock, so I'm going to leave that alone and just go with the grippier tyres. Never mind, for some reason it won't let me change the caliper colour, even though I've put some carbon ceramics on. Don't quite know why that is, but there we go. So then, as even stock, it wasn't really eligible for anything, and now it's upgraded. I've brought it to Spa to see on a sort of slightly more open and fast circuit how it does, with some slightly grippier tyres, of course. I've also figured out that overtake, to use the KERS system, which button it is. Not that it would have been particularly useful around Brands Hatch, because there's not really a straight, well, there's one straight, I suppose. We will need a slight lift through here, I think. And once we're in 6th, maybe we try overtake button here, give us a bit more speed. Although, of course, it's not really aimed at straight line speed, it's aimed at being a track-destroying thing. Oh, the grip through there is incredible. Yeah, really not bad around here. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, it was, for some reason, well, I guess just because it was on pretty bad tyres, it was breaking traction quite a lot around Brands Hatch. But now it seems a lot more stable, even out of the lower speed corners. Oh yeah, you can pretty much take that flat. There we go, a lot faster than last lap. And we got 217 before we had to brake. This feels so good to drive, actually. I could lap it around here all day. And in fact, I probably will end up lapping it round here for the rest of the day. But anyway, for today's video, taking a very first look at the Aston Martin Valkyrie here in Gran Turismo 7, that is going to be all. I know it's been in here a little while, but only just had chance to get hold of it, and, well, it's been brilliant, actually. Absolutely mad thing. Obviously not many upgrades and customization options, but it's pretty insane from standard, so there's not really a lot you'd want to do. If you're completely mad, you can add 300 horsepower with some turbos, but I, of course, didn't want to do that. I've improved the looks slightly by getting rid of that front number plate that was interfering with aerodynamics as well, although pretty sure that isn't simulated. But yeah, I've given it a bit more grip with the tyres, which it did need, because those street ones, not really suitable for a car like this. But yeah, overall a lot of fun. So if you can spare 4 million, I know it's a lot in the world of Gran Turismo, do. It's worth selling some things to get hold of this. It's really great that that is a feature now. But anyway, that is going to do it for a very first look at the Aston Martin Valkyrie here on Gran Turismo 7. So thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with the next video very soon.